Welcome to the Tuesday, June 21st, 2016 Village of Peoria Heights Board of Trustees meeting. Meeting is now called to order. Would you please rise and join us in the pledge of the flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Present.
Trustee Carter. Present. Trustee Mariscal. Trustee Cumming.
Present.
Trustee Reichert. Present. Trustee Fuller.
Present. Thank you very much. First order of business tonight is the approval of the Board of Trustees minutes for our June 7th meeting. Are there any changes that need to be made to the minutes as submitted?
I move that we accept the minutes as submitted.
We have a motion from Trustee Cumming.
Second.
Second from Trustee Reichert. All those in favor of approving the Board of Trustees minutes for June 7th, 2016 as submitted, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. Board has approved the Board of Trustees minutes for June 7th, 2016. Next order of new business tonight is the approval of the executive session minutes for June 7th, 2016. We need a motion for approval, please.
I move to approve the minutes as submitted.
Have a motion from Trustee Reichert.
Second.
Second from Trustee Cumming. All those in favor of approving the executive session minutes for June 7th, 2016, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. The board has approved the executive session minutes for June 7th, 2016. Next order of business tonight is correspondence, and that will be presented by our village clerk, Shauna Musselman.
I have no correspondence this evening.
All right, thank you. We do want to express our condolences to the friends and family of Ray Ribby, who passed away a little over a week ago. He was a member of our planning commission for several years, and I can speak personally, was a very good neighbor and took his taking care of his property seriously and was very proud of his community as well. And we also want to express our condolences to the friends and family of Betty Duncan, who helped out here at Richwoods Township now and then, and really was a very nice lady, and we will miss her very much. Next up will be trustee reports, and first will be Public Works with Trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. Our Public Works Director would like to say a couple of words about a water main break that we recently had. It was pretty big, I guess.
Yeah, I was just going to give the Public Works crew a little recognition. I got a call about 8 o'clock Sunday night, which of course was Father's Day, that there was a water main break on Lower Roosevelt. We were on the scene by 9 o'clock. We were there till about 3 in the morning. We went home, took a nap. We were back the next morning at about 6:30, and we finally left Monday night at about 7 o'clock. So, yeah, just wanted to give them some recognition for some very hard work. It was very dirty, hot, and loud, and the folks are back up and running, and we should be in good shape, at least until the next one.
Did you guys have to change parts of, like cold pieces of pipe out or something?
We replaced about 25 or 30 feet of main.
Oh, wow.
So it was a big deal.
Yeah, well, tell them thank you very much. We appreciate the hard work, particularly on Father's Day.
Absolutely. Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, Trustee Harn?
That's all.
All right. Thank you. We'll move to administration personnel with Trustee Cumming.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. Just like to announce that Tower Park's now open 7 days a week, 11A to 7P. Come on up and get your view on from the top of the observation tower. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much. Any questions at all for Trustee Cumming? Thanks again. We'll go to economic development, village improvements with Trustee Carter.
Thank you. I have nothing at this time.
Thank you. We'll move to the police department with Trustee Fuller.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. The only thing I have is Neighborhood Watch will be next Monday, the 27th, up here at Village Hall, 6:30 p.m.
All right. Thank you. Any questions at all for Trustee Fuller? Okay. Thanks again. We'll move to Village Hall building maintenance, and we'll go to Administrator Fick to see if he has any news on that exciting front.
Nothing to report tonight, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And then we'll close out with the fire department with Trustee Reichert.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing.
All right. Thank you all. Comments from the audience? Cares, concerns, questions, coddling? Roberta, anything? Okay. We thank everyone for attending. No old business tonight. We will move to new business, and first up will be ordinance 2016-1476, and that will be presented by Trustee Cumming.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. At this time, I make a motion that we approve ordinance 2016-1476, which is an amendment to the regulations regarding fence height and location here in the village. Recently, we had a couple of applicants come up and ask for a variance to put a 6-foot fence in their front yard, and current code only allowed for a 4-foot variance. So the zoning board of appeals and us as the board, our hands were tied because we didn't have anything in place to offer a variance of 6 foot. So what this amendment does is this allows the zoning board and our board to be able to approve a fence in the front yard that is anywhere from 0 to 40% still open in design to go up to 6 foot, whereas before they could only construct a fence that was 4 feet high.
All right, we have a motion from Trustee Cumming.
Second.
Second from Trustee Reichert. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? I'm assuming that the zoning board and village board will be involved in a future.
The way it's written, the way it's written now, and the way it's proposed to remain written is that the zoning board grants all variances. So the village board would not vote on fences, variances for fences, which you don't now. So they're just asking to allow the zoning board to listen to cases or arguments that they can go higher and or have them be less, open. And again, I talked to Trustee Cumming before the meeting. What spurred this on was someone who has commercial property next to residential, and they both wanted this fence to go up because it provided screening to the residents, and our code wouldn't allow them to even, apply. It couldn't be heard. Another case was someone who lived on a corner lot, and basically this was on a corner lot. Your house might face this street, but you also have your side yard over here, which is considered a front yard, so you can't put a 6-foot fence on your side yard. So those are two instances where, the zoning board couldn't even hear and consider those cases. And I just thought it's worth at least giving them the opportunity to plead their case to the zoning board.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the board?
Sorry for any confusion by saying that our board would have to approve that. I stand corrected.
Well, I just hope that I think it makes sense for when you have a business and a resident who both want to have it. I guess we just have to hope that the zoning board will take into consideration if somebody doesn't want it. Because a 6-foot fence is a 6-foot fence. That's brilliant, I know, for me to say that, but there are issues involved with it. So hopefully the zoning board will keep everyone's interests in mind before they give approval on it.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I mean, we've been needing this amendment for a while. There's been several, just like Matt said, several cases where people live on a corner lot and they can't put a 6-foot fence in the backyard because technically their backyard is considered a front yard because they're on a corner. So it kind of leaves them, I had to plant bushes, which was fine, but because a 4-foot fence, there was no point in it. But no, it's a good thing. I don't want a 6-foot fence, but and not now anyway. The bushes are like 7 feet tall, but still.
All righty. Any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, once again, for board approval of ordinance 2016-1476 is outlined by Trustee Cumming. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Carter.
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert. Trustee Fuller.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved ordinance 2016-1476 as outlined by Trustee Cumming. Our next order of new business tonight is ordinance 2016-1477, and that will be presented by Trustee Cumming.
Thank you once again, Mayor Allen. At this time, I make a motion that we approve ordinance number 2016-1477, which is a petition by Pizza Works to install a digital sign above the south-facing entrance of the Salon Suites portion of their building, which would be visible to people driving north up Prospect. The sign does meet all of the criteria that we set forth in the sign ordinance that we passed a few months ago.
Okay, we have a motion from trustee Cumming,
Second.
second from trustee Reichert. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of ordinance 2016-1477 as outlined by trustee Cumming. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Thank you by a vote of 5-0. The board has approved ordinance 2016-1477 as outlined by trustee Cumming. Next order of new business tonight is ordinance 2016-1478, which will be presented by trustee Cumming.
Thank you once again, Mayor Allen. I will be putting in my request for overtime for all the ordinances I'm presenting this evening.
Denied.
At this time, I make a motion that we approve ordinance number 2016-1478, which is the purchase agreement between the village and the Gray family, Alfred Gray family, to purchase the Gray Boy building for $350,000. The other main caveat of this is we do have a 45-day due diligence period to see if there are any issues with the property, and either if there are, get an allowance from the seller, or if it's in excess of $5,000, it gives us the opportunity to walk away from the purchase agreement. Administrator Fick, is there anything you'd like to add to the agreement?
No, I think you covered it all.
Presentation?
No?
I know, lots of pages for a few seconds of verbiage here. So.
I think the main point of purchasing the building, which has been empty for a couple of years, is to take out, destroy the one-story area to create a entrance exit for traffickers. Also would, in the process, create some public parking spots in the same area, and then also give us an opportunity to possibly market the existing two-story, or it looks like 2 stories from the outside, brick building, Gray Boy building, which is looks to have pretty similar brick construction to the Trefskers building. It could be a nice addition to that. But as it is right now, and it's my opinion, is that the one-story section of that Gray Boy building is a problem, potential problem of perhaps not the most desirable tenants we might want along Prospect, and in hand to open up the view going into Trefskers, which is turning into a really a beautiful project. So, are there any? So we have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from trustee Harn. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes?
I think it'll work out really well. We still have half the property we can sell to try to recoup the money back. Plus, it'll give us some nice parking along there. We'll have some trail access there. We'll have additional parking for anyone who needs it.
Yep. And the purchase of this is really tied to the new business development district, which is, a new revenue stream, additional taxation, unfortunately, for that area to kind of provide money to do these types of projects. So it isn't like we're talking about taking the money out of the general fund and using it and laying off a police officer. What we're doing is taking a revenue stream that is designed for doing this type of work, to make it more attractive there, to create an atmosphere to bring more business in, because the truth of the matter is that if we don't have new business, Peoria Heights may not be around here in 15, 20 years. So we need to be very diligent about bringing in sales tax revenue producing entities here so we can maintain the excellent services we already have. Any questions or comments from the board before we proceed? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of ordinance 2016-1478, an ordinance authorizing the execution of an agreement for the purchase of real estate located at 4114 to 4426 Prospect Road in the Village of Peoria Heights, as outlined by Trustee Cumming. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Nay.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 4-1, the board has approved ordinance 2016-1478 as outlined by Trustee Cumming. Next order of new business tonight is the approval of the dates for the Tower Park Music Fest, and that will be presented by Trustee Carter.
Thank you. I guess I'm making a motion to book the Tower Park for Friday, August 5th and Saturday, August 6th for the Tower Park.
All right, we have a motion from Trustee Carter,
Second.
second from Trustee Reichert. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the Tower Park Music Fest dates of Friday, August 5th and Saturday, August 6th, as outlined by Trustee Carter. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. Thank you, the ayes have it. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the Tower Park Music Fest dates of Friday, August 5th and Saturday, August 6th. Next order of new business tonight is an update and donation request from the Dream Girls basketball team, which will be presented by Mr. Jeffrey Gett.
Thank you, Mayor Allen, Village Board. I just wanted to give you a little heads up about our car wash. It was a pretty good success. The girls were up there. I want to thank Mike Casey for getting me the key so we could have the water. The girls got up there 8 o'clock. Well, a little bit. You guys were up there about 7, weren't you? I have Chris Reese and Ron Foster, Chris's daughter Olivia, and my granddaughter Ariana, who are all up here working their butts off. Why I turned on the water and went home where it was cool. But they had a lot of people show up. One thing I really thought was cool was Sherman's sent 2 of their trucks over, each one with a handful of cash. And they said, we really didn't expect you guys to get that high up, because there's pictures of them up there trying to clean those big trucks. And then on top of it, Sherman's got on their Facebook page and advertised, anybody wants a car wash, you need to get up here. So I really appreciate what they did. So my new favorite furniture store is Sherman's, and, you know, the funny thing is, we were all worried about the girls getting heat stroke, and there was a couple of the parents that got sick from being out in the heat because they weren't drinking enough water. But they worked hard. Chris, how much did you bring in? 683. 683, because one of the guys, Sherman guys, came back to eat, and they saw something they liked in the garage sale, and I think he spent like $50, and it was a good experience for the girls to work for it. And some good news is, last night I was told, I was under the impression last night that they got their first win last night. They beat Olympia, they won by 3 points. But Coach Reese tells me that it's really their second win. Their first win was against Metamora. They beat Metamora, and they played these other teams like in the Pekin tournament. What was the other one you said? The other what's that? Yeah, the schools you played against. They lost, but there was like 2 or 3 points difference. So they're getting better, and they're playing against tough competition. So it'll get them ready for the upcoming school year. They do have one more thing coming up, is a tournament in Quad Cities. Well, they're not going to be able to afford to drive down to the Quad Cities, come home, and then drive back down there, because it's a weekend deal. And so at this point is where I would like to ask for a donation from the village if possible. And that's about all I got to say.
How soon do you have to have it?
July 9th and 10th, we go to Iowa.
Okay. Jeff, can you put together something in writing so we can take it to departmental? And then we'll be able to vote on it first meeting in July. And as long as it's approved, we'll be able to cut a check right away. So if you could do that, and, make a request as to the dollar amount and why, okay? So we kind of know which way to go.
Okay.
That work?
I'm just their spokesman.
Hey, I have a quick question, Jeff. You said upcoming, are they going to have softball for the grade school girls? At the school, or no, is this just a traveling team?
This is a travel team, this is for basketball, and the other building going in, it's all Heights girls.
Yeah, there's 11 girls, and they're all Heights girls. They will be pretty much the 7th grade team, unless some of them don't go out or somebody else comes along. But they've been, these two, I got to give the Coach Foster and Coach Reese, I got to give them credit for taking time out and getting arrangements to have practice facilities for them. You know, it's not always at the grade school, it's other places, but they've been getting them practice, and they've been learning, and they're finding out that when you rebound the ball, the other team's not going to fall back. And they also learned that if you have the basketball, they're going to hack you. Right, Ariana? She's got bruises all up and down her arm. That's good. That's good. Makes character. But thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
We'll look forward then for the request.
Just give it to Matt.
Yeah. Yep, just make sure we get it.
Administrator Fick.
Yeah. Yeah, so the departmental is on the 29th, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, if you can get it up here by Monday, or even preferably Friday 24th, I think it would be right. So we're just a few days off. Yeah, get something together so we can get it on the agenda.
Okay.
Thanks again. Our next order of new business tonight is a final pay request for the Atlantic Water Main Project, and that will be presented by Trustee Harn.
Okay, thank you, Mary Ellen. I'm going to make a motion, we approve the final payout for $7,873.96. This is for the water main that was the Atlantic Avenue water main. About 80% of this was paid for by a CDAP grant that we received, and the whole total is over $224,000. So I make a motion, we approve final payment of $7,873.96.
Motion from Trustee Harn,
Second.
second from Trustee Carter. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the final pay request for the Atlantic Water Main Project, the Hare Construction, as outlined by Trustee Harn. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Carter? Aye. Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the final payment to Hare Construction, the amount of $7,873.96 for the Atlantic Water Main Project, as outlined by Trustee Harn. Final order of new business is our longtime bookkeeper, Cliff Brumbaugh, has disappeared into the Delaware sunset, apparently, which is probably a good thing, but Cliff has earned it. But he is no longer residing in Peoria Heights, and this was verified with his stepdaughter, who came by Village Hall to provide notice that Cliff had moved to Delaware to live with his son. So obviously, he will no longer be able to act as treasurer for the village or any other organization. We want to thank publicly Cliff for his many years of service to the village, just a very nice gentleman who always cared about his job as treasurer and always loved his community. So we began to try to figure out who would be willing to serve as the village treasurer and have the skills necessary to do a proper job of it. Administrator Fick was able to verify that it is acceptable for our village treasurer, Stephanie Turner, to be appointed as village treasurer. She's our bookkeeper, I apologize. She's our bookkeeper at this time, and which will increase her annual salary by a total of $2,912. Stephanie has been with the village for several years and does a very good job, and sure will do a fine job as treasurer. I think it's a terrific choice. So I need a motion for approval of the appointment of Stephanie Turner to be our village treasurer.
Make a motion.
Have a motion from Trustee Carter.
Second.
Second from Trustee Cumming. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the appointment of Stephanie Turner to be our village treasurer. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Carter.
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Fuller.
Thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the appointment of Stephanie Turner, our village bookkeeper, to be also serve as our village treasurer. Which brings us, amazingly enough, to the treasurer's report, which will be read by our village, by Ms. Shauna Musselman, our village clerk.
All right, this represents the bank balances for the month of May 2016. The grand total in the village account is $904,050.83. The grand total in the waterworks account is $593,741.25 for total balance in all accounts of $1,497,792.08.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions or comments regarding the treasurer's report as read? All right, then we will accept it. I want to remind everybody, the next departmental committee meeting will be held Wednesday, June 29th at 6:30 PM, and the next Board of Trustees meeting will be held Tuesday, July 5th, 6:30 PM. Is there any other business to come before the board this evening?
Move to adjourn.
Have a motion from Trustee Cumming. Second from Trustee Fuller.
Second.
All right. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting at this time, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. Meeting is now adjourned, and we thank everyone for attending.